everybody can't do that. So this
Yeah.
is where we're going from reality to fantasy.
It's all about we them boys.
That's it. That's it. So the bold predictions. I'm glad he played it. Hey, my producer's on point because you already know when Mike talk, he say some outlandish stuff, but we gotta ride with him because he's a Cowboy sometimes. And these bold predictions, man, they could be anything, man. They could be anything you wanted to be. I'm gonna start with you, Big O.
Yes, sir. My bold prediction, Micah.
This guy here, man.
I ain't even gonna get distracted by that, man. Hey, my bold prediction, Micah. I'm looking at 21 sacks. Yeah,
Man.
That's my bold prediction and defensive player of the year.
Bruh.
He's coming for. Okay.
Man.
Bold prediction, right?
You just got one?
Oh no, and I had another one.
All right, go ahead, Warren.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna all say one and then we'll circle back if you got another.
I was about to say both of mine run into each other. So again, like I said, I got an X factor for us this season. Demarion Overshawn. This kid is similar to Michael Parsons. This kid can rush from the edge. This kid can stop the run at the linebacker position. He can play safety and stop the run. This kid can cover tight ends very well. He get the play time that he deserves. We looking at locking down the defensive awards this year. So my bold prediction is Demarion Overshawn is your defensive rookie of the year, and Micah Parsons is your defensive player of the year. We locking down defensive awards this year.
Hey, well, I know Worm had both on defense. Go ahead, Big O, then I'll say mine.
Another thing, my bold prediction, because everybody is, with this Michael Gallup, my bold prediction, 1,000 yards or more. He's coming for it. He deserves it.
Turn me up. Up.
He deserves it, man.
So with that being said, that sounds like we're gonna have 3,000 yard receivers because Brandon Cooks, wherever he went, he got 1K. I don't know, man. I got some lofty expectations here, man. Woo, 1K. And you talking about Dak leading the league, who just led the league in picks? He get 1,000 yard receivers, man. Y'all might have to blow the internet up. Y'all might have to blow the internet up.
Yeah, he still won't be a top 5 quarterback to nobody.
You know what? What they gonna say? Y'all gotta win a game. But
exactly.
Mine's, I'm not gonna say what everyone thinks I'm gonna say and freak out because I could say we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Right? That's what everyone wants us to say. But nah. I'm glad you said that, Big O, because it's the layup, man. The alley-oop. Dak won MVP. That's my bold prediction. Dak goes out there and win MVP. This is
Not the cap.
Hey, it could be cap, big cap, little cap. It could be a 10-gallon Cowboy hat. It don't matter. That's the bold prediction. And I mean, as far as defense, we already led the league in turnovers. I mean, in takeaways back to back. So it's really not a bold prediction to say we'll do it again. Third time's the charm. So I'm gonna go with Dak win MVP, and I want to say Michael win Defensive Player of the Year, but I'm gonna let everybody else have that. I'm gonna say Trey Diggs shocks the world, and he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
So either way, it's a competition in that locker room.
Yeah,
he already
definitely a competition in that locker room, man.
From what y'all say, he already got 4 of them in training camp, right? So he can keep adding to it, right? So that's mine.
How about
if you want me to give a bold prediction on the offense, it'll be exactly what you said, Tomo. This Dak Prescott MVP year.
It has to be.
This is his year to win the MVP. This is his year to win 2 playoff games. I expect us in the NFC Championship this year. Yeah, that's my expectation. NFC Championship this year, nothing less. Anything less,
done, son.
Anything less, we move on. We move on from Dak Prescott.
Hey, I'm with you. That's why my bold prediction is there. I had to set the bar high for him because it's like at this point, bro, there's too many people coming in the league and they winning on your time. Like, granted, it's not the NBA, but there's too many young quarterbacks coming in and making things happen with almost similar setups to what you had. Granted, they were drafted higher than you, but the veteranism at some point got to kick in, man. It's like, all right, I've seen this before, so you kind of got to show up.
They say I'm crazy for 2 defense awards. That's the same dude that think his cornerback room better than mine. But all right.
Hey, with a bruh, come on, nah, bruh.
That boy say bruh.
All right, so
Right.
I mean, we got a couple more minutes, man.
Hey,
We are so efficient here. We so efficient
we
on
so
this show.
efficient,
You know
yeah,
what?
man.
I'm gonna come up with a speed round,
That's what I'm
man. You
saying.
know what?
Yeah, Kevin, because I don't like Jalen Carter, Kevin. So of course, Overshown over Carter.
There we
Definitely.
go.
Overshown is going. I'm trying to tell you, I'm gonna love Overshown. I'm not gonna lie.
So look,
Definitely gonna love him.
So this is what we're gonna do, fellas. We got a lot of comments coming in. I'm gonna just set the table right quick. So we got a lot of comments coming in. So I'm gonna just ask you a few little questions here and there. But if you see a comment and you want to respond to it, don't hesitate to respond to it. Because again, this is one of the most efficient shows. Because our expectations are already set. We don't gotta do too much, long-winded drag outs about what we gonna do if we go to Disney World, right? So I'm gonna say a name or a number, and when I say that, you tell me what's the first thing you think of, based upon just the year with the Cowboys or what you expect them to do going into this season, right? So the first person I'm gonna throw out is 7. Whoever starts, it's on y'all.
I expect 6 interceptions. I expect a Pro Bowl. I expect him to do what he continue to do. And again, I expect him to learn some techniques from Gilmore to, as everybody say, stop giving up big plays and yards.
Big O.
Same here. 7. I think he's gonna do his thing. I'm thinking a little bit more than 6 picks, though. I think he's gonna be a little greedy this year. And he's just gonna do his thing, man. That's all I can say about 7, man. 7's a baller. A baller.
Man. All right, for me, I already said defensive player of the year. So that's my bold prediction there. So he definitely got to capitalize on his second year. We got all those interceptions, but also still maintaining being a lockdown. Because when you got Gilmore on the other side, they got to throw it somewhere. And they think our slot corner is trash, but six picks in this rookie season. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so I got another one. Tyron Smith.
I expect to see Tyron Smith's first 4 weeks of the season. After that, I don't expect him to play a full season. I mean, this is who he is. He's not a guy that's going to give us more than 6 games a year now. At this point, I mean, it's time to move on from Tyron. I mean, he did great in the Dallas uniform. He wore the 77 very well. Time to move on from Tyron, man. Out with the old, in with the new. Let's find another young tackle. We got him. Put him there.
Yeah.
I think we got him. They just keep trying to move him to guard. I don't know why they keep.
That's what I said.
That.
We got him. We got him. Put him there.
Exactly. I do think I think it's I don't want to sound crazy though. How many years Tyron got left on his contract?
I think it's 1, right? He just did a restructure. He did like a restructure.
He done. He done. Yeah. Injury prone. I do like that the young stud. With Tyler. So it's that time. After this season, I give him more than 4 games though, Worm. I give him about 6.
That's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction.
I give him about 6 healthy games. After that, that's it.
I give him 4 healthy games and 2 games.
I know we
of injury.
Blaine is still trash.
Oh no, I said if you see one, you can respond to it. Go ahead.
Wow,
Listen.
Blaine is still trash, Mark. Blaine? Wow.
Again, coming from the guy who think his cornerback room better than ours. So let it go. Let it go, man. Let it go. And but look, Tom, I'm gonna throw out a number for you.
Go ahead.
58.
Who the hell is 58? No, I'm joking. Oh man, that's gonna be tough, bro. It's gonna be tough. And I'm gonna have to pass, bro. I'm gonna have to pass. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
I just hope he just come in, man, and say and do what he's supposed to do.
They saying good things about.
So I'm just here to see if he gonna really, set that tone.
They saying good things about him, But I got to make sure because they talking about he more of a run stuffer. He trying to work on his pass rush. I ain't got time for you to be thinking about getting sacks when I need you to just block the middle because you got them backers back there, and we got 55, who everybody's comparing the league.
I love what 58 said. I don't like football. I like to hit people.
There you go. That's what I said. Yeah, I like to hit people.
That man playing with anger.
See, nah,
I love it.
I like what he's saying. Honestly, the defense in totality, again, this is the one time y'all ever hear me say thank you, Philadelphia. But I will say it because that trade for us to get Michael Parsons changed the entire complexity of our entire team. So it's y'all fault that we are this way. Y'all can keep trying to say he want to come back, but yeah, that mentality, bro, in that locker room and on the defensive side of the ball is completely different. And we talked about it all the time. We talked about it in our side chat. You know, they hating on us right now because we got our own little side conversation. Is we know who's going to be the head coach for this team. And they giving him all the weapons he need. They letting him do whatever he want to do with that defense.
Bro, Mark, your cornerback room is not deeper than our cornerback room, bro. Let it go.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Let it go, bro.
They might have more jerseys in their locker room or something.
We got Jordan Lewis coming back this year, Mark. This is the same guy that before he got hurt in what he played 5 or 6 games last year.
Yeah, but
had 4 picks.
What Carl that we talking about Michigan players? He gonna pop up somewhere.
Hey, look, hold on. Let me throw a number out there for you guys because I'm surprised you guys ain't really say nothing about him. Number 9.
Little Turk. Hold on, let me address this right quick because he said what mentality all we do is talk. All y'all do is listen. Because y'all clearly know more stuff about our team than we do at times. We just telling y'all what it is. And when we talking about expectations and goals that we got. Every time I hear one of the Eagles talk, they complaining about how they was slipping and sliding in the Super Bowl. So look at the conversations. Look at the conversations that's being had. All right. The only person that's talking about moving forward is their quarterback. Everybody else still talking about, man, you know, like they want to call holding now. So anyway, Lil Turk. I hope he make the team, man, because that's another weapon too. They got a lot of gadget players. The way they molded this offense, you would have thought Sean Payton was out there because they remind me of that Saints team a little bit, where they got little players who could just do things in every position of the field.
Yeah. Well, see me. You know, I've been following up with the training camp. They said Turk. Mike McCarthy basically said he's gonna have a big role for Turpin, you know, in the offense this year. So we're gonna see. You know, they say you might see him at running back, you might see him at wide receiver, tight end. You know, I don't know. You might see him everywhere.
But look, I pointed to the offseason edition of Brandon Cooks. This is what Brandon Cooks is for.
Right.
Kevontae Turpin is a Brandon Cooks kind of guy. Right. He's a speed guy. He can take the top off a defense in a heartbeat. We're not using Kevontae Turpin in return game at all this preseason. He's getting this shot at receiver. And if he paid attention to Brandon Cooks in training camp this year, and he paid attention to him in the practice, Kevontae Turpin gonna see the field. He's gonna make the team, and he's gonna see the field.
Facts.
Let me ask you this. Think of this lineup here, because this is the first time in Cowboy history where we had some speed at wide receiver, and literally at least with all of our receivers that can be speed outside of Gallup. Gallup got a little down the field speed, but we don't know with the ACL, right? But imagine this lineup. You got CD, Cooks, Turpin, and what's my man? Deuce. And then you got Ferguson down the middle. The pickings slim, man.
Where's the ball going?
The pickings.
You got to figure out where the ball is going, man.
The pickings.
And like I said, when you look at that lineup, the defense can't zone in on one defensive scheme with a lineup like that. You have to think screen, quick screen, running back screen out the backfield, deep ball either side of the field.
Oh, to bring that back up. Now go ahead, keep talking. I just bring this back up right
quick. No, that's what I want to say.
I got it. Hold on, producer. Hold on. We don't want to see no commanders right now. We got people asking us real questions. I got a question. Do you think Pollard gone last season? And what are y'all expectations because y'all X factor Oh, he y'all X factor if you ask me.
He was our X factor last year, and the reason he was our X factor last year is because nobody expected him to do what he did. So now you got game tape, you got film, and you understand who Tony Pollard really is. And then now the defense is factored around Tony Pollard. So I won't say he'll be our X factor this year, but I still think he's gonna give us the same stats he put up last year. I don't think that's gonna change, and it might be better because the offense is going to open up a lot more with the pieces that we added in the offseason.
It will be better for two reasons. One, I don't think McCarthy's going to do the same thing that Kellen Moore was doing, where he kept trying to run Pollard up the middle like he was Zeke at times. He's going to realize if it's not there, we got to bounce it to the outside. Because what was it? It's that Saints game that I always talk about, but they kept trying to run Pollard up the middle, and it wasn't working. And the first time he broke to the outside, we got a touchdown. I think that's where more of this Texas coast comes into place too. And McCarthy's been there before. Granted, you can say what you want about him, but he did win a Super Bowl and he did beat a pivotal team. Like the Steelers was no slouch that year. So he did beat them. So he's been there before. So he kind of understands what defenses are trying to do and what's not working. And that's one of the things I really didn't like about how he took the back seat while letting just Kellen Moore learn. It's like, this not the time to let somebody just try to learn on the job. Right, you got to step in and sometimes be a role model and be like, all right, bro, you messed up here. We need to do this. Kind of like Dak rookie season. Like the quarterback room for Dak rookie season, a lot of these quarterbacks get shunned, but they helped him be the quarterback that he was. You sitting in the room with Romo, Mark Sanchez, Kellen Moore was there too. But you got two vets who've kind of been the laughing stock of the league, and they're like, look, bro, don't do what we did. We can tell you how to be better. So it was one of those things. I don't think he really took Kellen Moore up under his wing like he was supposed to.
Nobody wanted to.
Well, he got a chance now. He with the Chargers, so he do good. I really think the same road that they had painted out for him here in Dallas, I think they got that for him in LA. It's like, look, you do good with this offense, you could possibly be out here head coach. They don't like it.
I got a question for you fellas. How you feel about Sam Williams coming into this year?
All right, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. You giving away our secret weapon.
Oh, my
bad. Some people still got 44-year-old pass rushers. We got a pass rush factory over here. All right.
Listen, man, you could talk to the average fan. They can't even tell you who Sam Williams is, man. But
they gonna be Michael Parsons.
But
that's baby Michael.
To be honest,
that's Michael's little brother.
Man.
To be honest, DeMarcus Lawrence, look out.
Yeah,
look out. That bull coming.
He is.
And you make a lot of money to just stop the run. We need sacks.
Bing bang.
And Sam Williams can get sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence. This might be your last year here. Look out.
And the thing about it, right? And the thing about Sam is he kind of is like you said, he is like Micah Jr. as far as like the way he just approaches the game. Is the speed is there. He's not really getting the technique because last year he was doing a lot of like just attack the ball, and he was of course getting penalties and he got a few sacks. But you can see it now in training camp where he's like slowing down a little bit. He's like allowing the game to come to him a little bit more. So with that mentality, and he kind of looked like him. So, man, look, hey, matter of fact, if I'm D-Law, I might bulk up a little bit, man. Hey, man, I'll be a one tech or something, man. I gotta stay on this team some way, somehow.
Bulk up and move inside. But when you think about it, when I think about it, just think about this lineup on the field. You got Micah, Sam Williams, D-Law. And you can put anybody else in there. OC, Mozzie, anybody. Jonathan Hankins. just think of that right there, man. That's a nightmare to a quarterback. That's a nightmare to an offensive line.
Hey,
say what you want.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey.
The crazy part about it is, as much as they hate the Cowboys, they really don't look into the Cowboys. Like, this is something different. You're looking at three fans that are different, man. We look at this team and we look at the depth. We ain't really talking about starters. We talk about the starters that they know. My man brought up a tackle that don't nobody know, probably but us.
He brought up a guard too, ball.
He brought up a guard that don't nobody know but us. I can guarantee you none of these people know. None of these dudes in the comments know who Sam Williams is for real.
No. Oh, I got one more question. Why you going? Go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean cut you off.
They probably heard of a Flash, but they don't really know who he is, man. We look at this depth and we analyze this depth. That's why we feel so passionate about this season. Me, personally, that's why I feel so passionate about this season. We complete. We ain't had this in a while.
Man.
We complete on the coaching staff and we complete on the field. We ain't had this in a while.
That's where my confidence come from, is the coaching staff, because they proved it.
And I'm gonna give Kev props. Kev, you remember how you felt last year with the Eagles, man? You seen it. This is how we feel this year with Dallas, bro. We see it.
Win more games. Hey man, how y'all feel about Jalen Tolbert? I'm gonna read this out loud. I can't. If we doing the show, I'm sorry. I gotta be professional, man. Y'all, they pulled me down to the slums for a second, man. Y'all really think y'all gonna win more games? And y'all schedule tougher? Yes. Did you not see our schedule last year?
To answer that, from my understanding, a lot of people are putting us right there with the Eagles. Am I wrong or am I right?
You're right.
Their schedule just as tough as ours. So what sets them apart from us?
They made it to
Why
the
do y'all
Super
think
Bowl?
they can win more games than we can? Because they went to the Super
Bowl. Yeah, that's the only thing that separates the two. Every time I hear somebody talk about it, that's the only thing that can separate the two.
Well, right now we ain't talking about playoffs. We talking about the regular season. What set them apart from us in the regular season? Nothing.
Eagles not gonna win as many games as they think. Hey, look, I like that. I like the honesty. The equality is there. But again, no. When people talk about it, outside of them ragging on Dak and his picks in training camp, when people really start breaking down the numbers, and I got into it with Kev last night about this, is they kept talking about how the gap was so much wider, but it's like it's really not that far. Like, of course, you all made it to the Super Bowl last year, but again, outside of our quarterback having a meltdown, who's to say we don't get there?
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I believe if we'd have beat the 49ers last year, I believe we'd have beat the Eagles.
I know for a fact we would have beat the Eagles.
I truly 100% in my heart believe we would have beat the Eagles. We'd have been in the Super Bowl. And they'd have hated us in the chat. Now
let me do this for some to keep things surface level. Let's say we get to that game, right? Why are we so confident that we would have beat the Eagles in that game?
When you look at it, I believe in my quarterback when it comes to Philly. My quarterback 8-3 against Philly. When you want to be technical, he 8-2. He played one series in the third game that he lost. But my quarterback 8-2 against Philly. Believe it or not, he got Philly number. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I believe we'd have beat Philly. I believe he would have played the perfect game in that moment. Because, I mean, when you think about it, when the moments are bright and high, Dak don't disappoint. Dak disappoint when you expect him to be great. But when the moments are bright and high, he doesn't disappoint. He show up. But when you expect him to be great, that's when Dak disappears or he make those mistakes. He got the Eagles number.
Okay, I'll let you go, Big O, because I gotta get my interview hat on right quick. I'm gonna let you go, Big O. So let's say we do make it to that Eagles game in the playoffs. Was that would have been the conference championship, right? Yeah. Why are you so confident that we would have won that game?
Why am I so confident? Because the Eagles is like it's baby food, man. Like I'm not worried about that. Baby food. We're gonna show them this year that we the real deal, for real. We the hottest team in the NFL. I'm trying to tell.
Stop it. Get some help.
I knew he was gonna say that. But so that game would have been in Philly, right? It would have been prime time. Warren, I like what you said there. I keep calling you Warren. I gotta call you Donnell. We on the show. I like what you said there, Donnell, is because Dak doesn't show up. I mean, Dak doesn't disappoint you when it's prime time. He only disappoints you when the expectation is high. Wasn't the expectation level the same when we went to go play the Bucks?
I wouldn't say the expectation was the same. The expectation wasn't on Dak when we played the Bucks. The expectation was on Dallas as a whole to win a playoff game. Dallas as a whole won the playoff game. Then you move into the next week. It wasn't bright. We weren't the only team there. We weren't the only two teams left in the division or in the conference, as you want to say. We weren't the only two teams. We were playing the 49ers. We expected that to come out and show up. And he did what we expected him. He did what we didn't expect him to do. Not show up. Light's not bright to me against the 49ers. The light would have been brighter in the NFC Championship. Because now we're the last two teams in the conference. The light just got bright. I mean, if don't nobody understand what I'm saying, then that's on you, but it ain't hard.
It's just that cowboy language.
Dak show up when the lights are bright, and when you expect Dak to show up, that's when he don't.
Big O.
I'm
we're gonna have a quick little, we're gonna have a realization conversation right quick. I got something for you though, Worm, because about that 49ers game. And this is when I told you about Dak. So Big O, you got something to say about that, or you good?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, so I know we gotta get out of here in a couple minutes. We gotta get to the last words. Hey, if you're watching this right